this was a lot better than Onidamashi. But also, I feel like we should have had another episode. Because I feel like this last episode should have been 2 episodes, not 1. Episode 8 of Umineko When They Cry Go! So the episode begins with class re-beginning after the little scene where Rika calls Keiichi out for Rika to be absent, which causes everyone to look at Keiichi and wonder, where did Rika go? For Keiichi to be like, I just talked to her, I don't know where she went after she talked to me. For Mion to give a slight indication that Rika was talking to a person in a construction uniform. Yeah, in this episode there's a lot of references to the mountain puppies. Anyways, due to Rika's absence, everyone in the class goes out to try finding her, for which then leads to Keiichi going into the public bathroom of the school, for him to be called outside right as he's about to find something by Mion, who tells him that she might have found something on the roof, for which Keiichi gets a ladder and climbs up, leading to the infamous ladder scene. You know, this kind of feels a little bit forced. It just felt like they were, forcing an old seed into this new adaptation. Like, I felt like they were just forcing the ladder scene in Watadamashi when they could have just went with something more original. Like, the rest of this episode past that, all original, and it was all really good. It's just when they try referencing the original show, that's when it felt a little bit forced to me. Anyways, after school, Keiichi walks home with Mion and Rena, for which, as he's walking home, he kind of gets a sighting of the mountain puppies. Okay, when I kept on seeing the mountain puppies, I kept on thinking, we are about to get into territory of the Great Himizawa disaster. Though, as a parent, that did not happen, but throughout the episode, I actually thought the Great Himizawa disaster was going to occur. But it didn't, so it gets me to wondering, what are the mountain puppies doing in this new adaptation? Because I'm never sure whether or not they're still working with Takano or not. Or if they're trying to do something different, or if they work for, someone who's not Takano and Okanogi is double-crossing her. Anyways, when Keiichi comes home, he starts regretting going into the ritual storehouse after thinking, I shouldn't just blame the others, I was also a part of it, for him to get a call by Mion, who wants to talk with him at her house. And Keiichi goes, alone this time. Oh, he's not with Rena, nor is Oishi watching them. Alright, this is, but someone else is watching them. And coming from the scenes that come in next, I'm kind of throwing out the idea that it was Shion, but this time we have a Mion culprit. And I'm gonna say this now, I fucking love Mion culprit, because of all the culprits, she seems to be the most composed of any culprit that we have seen so far. So in the scene where she talks to Keiichi in her, tea room? I forgot the room's name that they talked in. But anyways, Keiichi apologizes for sneaking into the ritual storehouse, for which Mion forgives him and tells him that he's the only one that she could trust. The new and original content for Watadamashi, all of it was so good! Especially when Mion leads Keiichi down into the underground basement where she goes ahead and locks him up in a cell to protect him. It just makes me happy to actually see Mion be a culprit. And her reasoning that she tells Keiichi, even though it might not be the correct reasoning of what she really thinks, but at the same time, awesome. It's just awesome. Like, the reason why she's doing it kind of seems exactly like Mion. It seems exactly like Mion falling for Himizawa syndrome. The way she goes about things is still showing how innocent of a character Mion is, but she wants to make things right by finally ending the curse of Orishio-sama once and for all. Holy hell, as she is talking to Keiichi in that scene, I was really just amazed. I was just really amazed by how well Mion was written there, and her reasoning behind all of what she's doing makes perfect sense for her character because despite how she's being a culprit in a huge murder string case of the highest powers of the village, she's still being super innocent while talking to Keiichi. And then of course, when she goes to leave to see the visitor, when she picked up the gun, I was like, holy shit, Mion's actually gonna use a gun for once. Whoa! Oh! Holy shit! Mion's gonna use a fucking gun?! And especially, I really like the scene when Keiichi tries escaping. When he tries escaping to, either help Mion. Like, I think he was trying to help Mion. Like, I think he was thinking, I gotta help Mion now. Because all these people around here, they're bad news. And Keiichi was running in, trying to help Mion. And yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome when Keiichi's trying to break out to the point where he kind of busts his head open. And of course, the people going into her house were the mountain puppies. The mountain puppies were really prevalent in this arc, a lot more than I would think. Like, Watadamashi, they barely showed up. I don't think they showed up at all in Miyakashi or Watadamashi, the mountain puppies. So for the mountain puppies to be in Watadamashi, that is very interesting. And that gets me to thinking, theory mode. Actually, no, let me finish up with this analysis of what happened in this episode before I go into theory mode, because I have a theory behind what may have happened. Oh, hi, Oishi. After Keiichi passes out after trying to escape from the underground prison, he is suddenly awakened by a police rescue team with Oishi. Damn it, every time Oishi appears, I have to internally laugh. Anyways, we then go on to the final scene when Keiichi is discharged from the hospital for Oishi to tell him what exactly happened afterwards, for which he informs Keiichi that at the bottom of the well, Oryo Sonozaki, Keiichiro Kimiyoshi, and Shion Sonozaki were found dead at the bottom of the well. Rika was found dead in the school's septic tank. Keiichi almost actually found her, but Mion stopped him from finding her, which leads to the question, did Mion kill Rika? And then, let's go on to the reveal of what happened to Mion. She was found dead with Satoko Hojo. It's seen that she shot Satoko, then shot herself. Just like Keiichi, I was lost in confusion land thinking, how the hell did this happen? How did all this happen? For which brings me to theory time! What exactly happened in Watadamashi? Well, I think it all adds up to two separate culprit groups. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the first culprit group, which is the singular culprit, Mion Sonozaki. She, this time around, contracted a heavy form of Himizawa syndrome, a really high level that went untreated. And in her high level, she believed that the curse of Orishio-sama was conducted through the village's mob mentality. Their mob mentality that could help the village all fight together for a singular cause, and also at the same time tear someone apart. Which leads to her killing Oryo Sonozaki, Keiichiro Kimiyoshi, and Rika Furude, the three heads that influence the minds of the village of Himizawa. The village who, through mob mentality, had been using the curse of Orishio-sama to kill the poor people that happen to be on their bad side, such as the Hojo family. Now, I also believe she is behind the killing of Shion Sonozaki for the reason of Shion was at the wrong place at the wrong time. She saw Mion either killing Oryu or Kimiyoshi, which led to Mion trying to silence Shion, but either accidentally killing her or purposely killing her in her paranoia, leading to Mion having the body count of Oryu Sonozaki, Keiichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Shion Sodazaki. Those are the 4 she killed. Now, which leads us to the final scene, the final 2 victims, Satoko Hojo and Mion Sodazaki. I'm gonna say this now. Mion did not kill neither Satoko nor herself. That was the mountain puppies. Towards the end of Onidamashi, it seemed like they were doing the cover-up of all the work that had been done to researching Himizawa syndrome. Anyone who was affected by Himizawa syndrome was taken out. Every single person, including Keiichi Maibara in the hospital. I bet after that last scene in Onidamashi, Keiichi died because the mountain puppies, or even Tokyo themselves, had killed them as a part of a cover-up of what they were doing. Leading to the finale where Satoko goes to visit the Sodazaki residence. Once if that was all a thing that the mountain puppies orchestrated so that they could snuff out both Satoko and Mion in one go, making it look like a murder-suicide. But instead, the mountain puppies killed both Satoko Hojo and Mion Sodazaki in that case. Mion had already killed a lot of people, which could easily lead to Mion being the full-on culprit behind what happened in that case, because she already took out 4 people. The mountain puppies only needed to take out 2. The last 2 remaining people who had been affected by Himizawa syndrome. Satoko Hojo, an ongoing terminal case of level 4, and Mion Sodazaki, who fell into a high level of Himizawa syndrome, leading to her to massacre the main heads of the families of Himizawa as a form to save the village from itself.
Okay.